For many years, I didn't realize how addicted I was to the feeling of being needed, productive, and seen. I used to think happiness had to feel intense, like something I always had to chase. But what I called happiness was really just a constant craving for more, a quiet search for the next dopamine rush. As a dancer, I was used to being on stage. I was used to receiving constant attention, being under constant observation and continuous evaluation. I literally had a spotlight on me. I was always in motion, always on the move. There were always intense feelings, waves of emotions, and the overwhelming rush of joy after a successful performance, followed by the inevitable low afterward, which often left a sense of emptiness, keeping me chasing the next high, the next fleeting feeling of happiness. In a way, I loved it, because beyond the purely artistic aspect of dancing, which I still love today and which still fulfills me, it also filled many voids that I wasn't yet aware of at the time. I think many of us grow up absorbing this idea without ever questioning it, that our worth lies in what we accomplish, in what we create, in how successful we seem. We learn to equate being seen with being someone, and we begin to fear that without constant motion, without constant doing, we might slowly fade into invisibility until we disappear. When I became a mother, everything suddenly grew quiet. I chose to stay at home with my children, and for the first time in a long while, I slowed down. Those first years felt like a kind of deep healing. There was no stage, no performance, no need to prove anything. Just being there was enough. And for the first time, I caught a glimpse of what I believe happiness is meant to look like. But after a while, something started to shift, very quietly, almost unnoticed at first. The feeling that I had to do something, be more, just to feel like I was someone. Because when life becomes quiet, our conditioning doesn't disappear. On the contrary, the world we grew up in is still alive inside us, and we can only begin to see it when we stop the hustle. I started to feel restless again, like I was missing something, like what I was doing wasn't enough. And then I moved here, to Spain, into something completely new and unfamiliar. I left everything I had ever known behind, and for the first time, I had the space to truly see myself, to see the patterns, the constant need for more, the need to be seen, the need to feel valuable through doing and achieving. My whole belief system broke down, and slowly something began to change. I finally started to understand where it all came from. I'm learning to understand now that happiness isn't something I have to produce. It's not something that has to feel intense all the time, or be constantly present, or constantly growing. It's not something we can really chase or achieve. Happiness can be here, right now, if we just allow it to be. Happiness can be quiet, it can be small, it can exist in ordinary moments that we often overlook. Moments that don't need to be shared, validated, or turned into something else. I'm finally learning that I don't need to be constantly seen to be someone, that my value was never something I had to earn. I had just lost myself somewhere along the way, caught in the idea that I needed to prove I was worthy, that I existed, that I mattered. And maybe you know this feeling too. But what if it was never about needing to prove your value by being seen in the world, and instead about being seen because you are already valuable? And maybe happiness was never something to chase, but something we give ourselves permission to feel.